You have to understand that this is going to be extremely difficult for me to talk about. It's very disturbing, and I was very reluctant to talk about it for some time now, and I believe the world needs to know, especially for people who have been victims of ritual abuse and exactly what they go through. Hello everyone. Once again, this is Dare to Speak. I've made already a couple of videos on my grandparents, and these were family from my mother's side of the family. These are people from my mother's side of the family. And just to let everyone know that the reason why I know so much about being victimized by witchcraft and how curses actually, how they actually work, and all the horrific things that a person goes through when they're a victim of it. I said already before, I have done many videos on this kind of subject, on the things that I've gone through, and that one video that was entitled I was molested by my grandmother. I believe that was the title of it, and it was really hard for me to even talk about that one, but I managed to do it anyway. Now, I'm here to talk about this video is about my grandfather. For those of you who probably might have seen a video that I've done a while ago, in which they showed my grandparents' wedding picture, their wedding photo, and what they were involved in, and I explained it the best that I could, and why they got into it in the first place and stuff like that. Now, just like with my grandmother, my grandfather on my mother's side, he was molested as a child too. There was a lot of incest growing up, and he became a pedophile. Pretty much, he got involved with these people sometime, I don't know what, sometime in the 1930s or 40s. I'm not really sure. But there was these type of unsavory people that he was involved with, and I remember having, and this is something that's really strange. I remember having flashbacks and nightmares of a time period that I wasn't even born in. I saw which I believe to be the 1940s, the way the whole thing looked. It could have been the late 30s. I'm not really sure. And what I saw was what is considered stag parties. And I saw glimpses, real quick glimpses of my grandfather and the people that he was involved with. And I could just tell that these people had money. They were rich. I could just tell by their clothing, the way they dressed, men and women that were there. And it was horrifying what I saw. It was very scary. And somebody that I knew that was very close to me, even though I never got a chance to talk to this person, I only talked to this relative of mine over the phone only once, and we had a very long conversation, and the flashbacks that I had were actually confirmed. He said that, yeah, it was true. It actually happened that way, and he went into detail on describing how it went, and I was in total shock. He said that my grandfather was bisexual. He was into let's just say that he was into fucked up shit. Let's just put it that way, okay? It was a pedophile ring there as well. And there was also some degree of bestiality that were involved in it, and I don't know who these people were, but I saw glimpses of it, and I saw people with those type of cameras that they had back in the day, in those days, in the 1940s, those cameras, and those photograph cameras where they have the black drapes. You put it over yourself, and it extends out, kind of like an accordion, one of those type of. You seen it. It was really famous during the 1930s and 40s, and stuff like that. Now these are just. I saw them, and I saw the pictures, and I saw glimpses of what was going on there, and I remember being traumatized so much to the point that when I woke up from these nightmares, from these visions or whatever, because it felt like as if I was actually there. I remember waking up scared stiff, and I couldn't move, and I was able to gather all the information. Now this is something that I can't prove, so this is just like I said before, just I don't hate my grandparents because they were victims themselves. I hated what they did. I hated what they did to my mother. I hated what they did to me and my family. But I can't go as far as to say that I hate them, because they didn't choose to be this way. They were pretty much born into it or something, because they had dysfunctional families, and from generation to generation they just pass it on. Who knows how far back their generation goes with whatever it is that we're involved with. But these dreams The purpose of this video is to let everyone know that when you have a dream that makes sense to you, even though it's extremely horrifying, but it gives you closure as to why it happened, how it happened, and even though you don't like the message or what you actually experienced, at least you know. At least you know why, at least you know how it happened. There's a couple of other things that I was a victim of that I will not talk about because it's extremely humiliating, very humiliating, and I'm just gonna get pissed off. I've only talked about this with one psychologist, and he told me, look, it's not your fault. They forced you to do this when you were a child. It's not your fault. And even though he said that to me, it was really hard for me to accept it, because when you're a victim of ritual abuse, they program you into believing that it's your fault, that you wanted to do these type of sick things, and there's something wrong with you. They're very good in doing that fucking bullshit. To make you feel guilty and stuff like that. And there's a couple of relatives that I know that are very close to me. They were crying like crazy because they're saying it's my fault. And I said, no, they did something to you, okay? It's not your fucking fault. It took me a while to come in terms with it. It's just that, it does cause me problems every now and then. It's humiliating what I went through, and I'm trying real hard not to get angry. I'm sorry, I really am. But my mom was able to, her being a Christian, she's saying I'm willing to forgive and forget, but that's her. That's how she is. She forgave them because of the fact that they were victims too. And me, I'm willing to put it behind me and just move forward with my life and stuff like that. It's hard for me to even have a relationship with with a woman because of the abuse. I was never married, never had kids. It's fucked up. And I do want to believe that I will recover from it and just find someone, that would love me just for me, someone that I would fall in love with. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, I mean, fuck it. I mean, what the fuck can I do? I mean, I'm not gonna get into that. But it's very important to know that no matter how much it hurts, everyone has the right to know what happened to them. And I had to find out by doing a lot of research and a lot of I went through a lot of bullshit to know what I know right now. I went through a lot of shit where I was actually attacked, supernaturally attacked, just because I was investigating, because I felt that I had the right to investigate. I had the right to. I fucking had the right to. Because something wasn't right, something was bothering me, and I just had to. So I ended up paying the price for investigating, and now, since I know what I know, and there's no more attacks, and I pretty much survived it all. And I don't know, It's really hard. I hope that a lot of you would actually understand what I went through, understand what I had to do, what I had to do. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Questions or comments, you know what to do. And this is Dare to Speak. And to all of you, take care.